basically.
And
pretty much. Hey, Pierce, are you ready to give your so long to Matt Ryan?
I thought he'd never ask, honestly.
All right, man. Let me cue you up real quick. Let's get this ticker going.
Go ahead. You play the music. Play the music.
Are all here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
I should have put on my Matt Ryan jersey for this, but nonetheless,
Go.
It's obviously because we couldn't do the show last week because you were, doing your tour from, your I won't call it because you didn't come from Oregon. I was gonna say your Oregon Trail, but your trip from the best side to the east side. We didn't get to talk about it, but obviously Falcons traded Matt Ryan, and as a Falcons fan, you kind of knew it was coming, especially once we threw our hat in the Deshaun Watson ring or whatever, and it seemed like just like the Falcons always do with their fans, they were giving us a nice little hand job, and everybody's ready to come, right? And unfortunately, what do Falcons do? They just give us a hand. I know, right?
Are all here to do what Falcons do. Look at that.
Yeah, they made our penises rise, and that was about it. And, they got us a real stiffy thinking, hey, we might get Deshaun Watson, the kid that's from here, was a ball boy, clearly grew up a Falcons fan, and all this other stuff, obviously, black quarterback, everything that everybody that's a black Atlanta Falcons fan typically thinks about, because there's so many people out here that think that Michael Vick is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan, even though Matt Ryan's accomplished way more than what Michael Vick did. Now, that's not a shot at Michael Vick.
Oh, that's what the 757 right here.
A shot at Mike Vick. I'm a Mike Vick fan, too. I enjoyed Mike when he was here. But we would be stupid to think that he was better than Matt Ryan when Michael Vick was here for 6 years. He didn't really play his first year.
Wait 1 second. I'm gonna let you finish.
Go ahead.
Mike Vick had Julio in that Matt Ryan team. That boy only had Algie Crumpler and Peerless Price. Okay, we're not going to even do that. We're not going to do that.
A solid slot guy. But now, look. This is also what Michael Vick had. And granted, he was a big part of it. The number one running offense and the number one running defense.
Because of him. He was running 1,000 yards.
I know. And Warwick Dunn was too. And T.J. Duckett was tacking on at least 500 too.
Did I say T.J. Duckett on
DVD? Dunn Vic Duckett? Bro, that shit was real. But
come on, baby. I was watching it every Sunday.
I'm just saying. That defense, he had Pat Kearney, Keith Brooking. He had these guys. The defense was good. The Falcons actually didn't have a bad defense back in the day. Matt Ryan, I did it. And I didn't even include this year's, but in a podcast we might have did either last year or before the start of this past season, we did an average of the defense rank that Matt Ryan's had his entire career. They ranked like 26.
Oh, that was early on. That's back when we were nerdy.
Matt Ryan went 26. To the Super Bowl.
His entire career here, and I know this year we were 30th or something. 26th in the NFL was the average defensive rank he had. So he's always had to basically win a shootout if he was going to win any games.
And Vic also had to take off every game. And let's not act like Vic did not get to the NFC Championship game. Let's not do that.
Matt Ryan did it twice and went to the Super Bowl and won an MVP and gave us back-to-back winning seasons after 40 years of football here.
This is a public service.
I agree with you.
His first 5 years were winning years. They were winning seasons.
I think I'm just talking shit. I think Matt Ryan is a better quarterback, but it ain't that far though. Don't be acting like it's like this.
No. Well, here's the thing. This is when it comes to Atlanta, and I know you're a Virginia guy, obviously. So, like, yes, you know what I mean. Yeah, I know you got love for. Why is he muted?
I don't know.
I know you got love.
I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
I know you got love for Vic, obviously, and I'm sure AI too. But I guess the thing is, and this isn't about Michael Vick, but my point in even bringing that up was just that Michael Vick might be the most popular Falcon of all time. No question.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to the greatest Falcon,
Matt Ryan is better. I agree.
Hey, you know who was a
greatest
scrambling quarterback in rec league and used to hold that rock like this with one hand?
like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, because I lefty right here. Quarterback sneaking. I'm hitting that thing like Vic, baby.
Niggas used to watch too much fucking Madden. You know what I mean? Niggas were playing that game way too much and thinking that was really what that. I mean, he was doing shit like that on the field. Don't get it twisted. But you weren't winning the game. You might, you might run up 300 rushing yards, 300 passing yards, but your ass lost that game. Then
here's the thing that people forget. Here's the thing people forget. They talk about how 5 Vic was in Madden 04, right? And he was. But remember, they brought in that quarterback vision thing.
And I was still fire with it.
Vicks was like this big.
That shit had no spotlight. He had
Peyton Manning and Brady, that shit covered the whole thing.
You didn't have to move that shit. You just put it there.
I used to bust heads with Brady. That's back when I was a Brady fan, but now I can't rock with dog. You know what I'm saying? He did us dirty. But hey, here's my parting words to Matt Ryan. Hate to see you go, but thanks for what you did. And I'm happy that we were able to send him somewhere where he has a chance to win. I'm not mad at Matt Ryan. I'm not mad at him for wanting out after they said, hey, man, we're over you. You know, like he's the greatest Falcon of all time. Greatest Falcon, not the greatest football player who has played for the Falcons. No, but he is the greatest Falcon of all time. And the organization, he deserves for the organization to give him a soft landing spot. Unlike Baker fucking Mayfield, who thinks that he's supposed to pick where he goes.
Wait.
Baker.
I didn't get to finish. Just give me one more second with it. And just to say it, even as a Falcons fan in general, it's going to be so hard to go to games this year. You know, I'm going to still cheer for the Falcons. Like that, I'm a fan. I'm a real fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because Matt Ryan's gone doesn't mean I'm not a Falcons fan. But, like, it's going to be tough because you start talking about this is a guy that's been here. He's been here since I was in 9th grade. And so, like, you know, basically your whole getting ready to become pre-adult, adult life, this has been the face of the franchise. And he's brought something that you had never seen before, and that was winning. It was something to where even though we never won the whole thing, we did finally win. We were consistently winners at one point.
We had a fighting chance every game,
and it's unfortunate.
Number 2.
It's unfortunate that there's so many fans here that never gave the respect that Matt Ryan was due and what he did. And look, it wasn't all him. He had Tony Gonzalez. He did have Roddy White. He did have Julio Jones.
Why didn't he get that respect though? Because Matty Ice was Ice. That boy was fire.
You know, I don't want to chalk it up to him being white and not mobile, but that is basically when it comes to the Black Atlanta Falcons fans, that is exactly what it was.
That's what it was.
People never got over Michael Vick here. You know, they never got over Michael Vick. Like, and I get it. Like I said, it's Mike Vick. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody loved Mike Vick. But you know, Matt was the consummate professional for the Falcons. He never got it into anything like that was bad. He always led.
He wasn't running bad news kennels.
Let me tell you, when it got bad here, he didn't want out. He wasn't like, "Mom, man, get me the fuck out of here." Like, he never did that. And I just think that Matt Ryan will probably go down, and this is just in sports in general, but certainly here in Atlanta, maybe the most underappreciated athlete that a city has ever had, because I just don't think that he got the love that he deserved. I'm very happy that he's in Indy. I have already purchased a Matt Ryan Colts jersey because I'm not going to have too much to cheer about with the Falcons, but I'm going to go to one Colts game this year. We do business up there, so it makes sense. And we also play. They also play the Raiders, so hopefully that game's on national. I'll go to Vegas for the game too. But like
Matt Ryan was the shit. I ain't gonna lie. He came out fire.
He was very good here. He might have not been great. He had a couple of great seasons, but he was always very good.
And the sad thing is, because he just couldn't flick the ball like Dan Marino, he is going to retire with a better resume than Dan Marino. And
a lot of quarterbacks.
And he's going to retire with a top 5 resume
in every quarterback category.
Like, he's going to retire top 5 in all the major quarterback categories. And if he doesn't, if we don't have a holding call, if you know what I'm saying, he may not get in the Hall of Fame, and that's the bullshit. He may not get in.
I think, especially now, let's see what happens with the Colts. Obviously, You start talking about he's going to go to a top 3 O-line, a top 3 run game. Now, think about the last time Matt Ryan's had any of these things and what happened.
Yo, let me tell you right now.
He was winning a lot of games, is what I'm saying.
I'm sending some money in for Matt Ryan for Colts to win the Super Bowl.
Matt Ryan.
I like it. I like. They're definitely. I think they're going to definitely win their division.
Matt Ryan.
And once you're in the playoffs, he gets a cup. He's going to a dome team, and then all the teams that they play in that division are warm weather. Yeah, like I think he's gonna crush it in Indy.
Let me tell you right now, he's gonna have an amazing season. No, they will not sniff the damn Super Bowl. But Matt Ryan
in the second round
is a Hall of Fame QB, and if he does not get in first of all, this Hall of Fame stuff is pissing me off these last 5 years of how they are putting these people in. They have literally spit on people's resumes that are bar none. Matt Ryan better be first ballot.
Now, we want to put Matt Stafford in right now because he just won the Super Bowl.
See, I hate that. I do not like that.
A whole lot of dick sucking in the NFL.
Trent Dilfer was also a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I don't see no
Hall of Fame. Johnson. I mean, we could go on and on about these guys. Nick Foles. You know,
here's the thing. But here's what Matt Stafford has that these other guys doesn't. He has the raw skills that we love in a great quarterback. He just hasn't been a great quarterback.
He has the numbers too, because he throws for the Detroit has to throw every down, so he throws 50 attempts a game.
Right, and they had a terrible and I'll give this to him. They always had a bad run game, literally. You know,
I think
Matt Ryan
had
a couple years where he had some guys that could run. You know, Mike Turner at the beginning.
Turner.
Then he had two years of Devontae Freeman being really good. But outside of that, Matt didn't have no run game either. Hell, we saw Steven Jackson that one year, and it was just like, all right.